We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And his first look is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, this defense for the Packers, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Back to throw now on first down.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. That catch good for only a couple. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Touchdown! A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Loving the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
These two teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the Packers who won that game on the road, so they'll be trying to win the season series here at home in Lambeau.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's Love. Being chased out left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. On now is the Packers punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And bulldozing his way through. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down.
Now back to throw.
Complete to Mooney on the slant.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll set up to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
They'll look to throw again.
That's complete to Mooney. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Here's Jacobs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
So they're coming up here on the 9th play of the drive, and it's third and goal. They'll look to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. He loses a full 5 yards there on the sack, and it also brings up fourth down. Fourth and goal. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. And his kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up first and 10. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 25.
Love going to give this one to Jones.
And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Officially nothing on that one. No gain. So they're left with still 10 to go on third down. To pass. Here's Jordan Love.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merritt.
And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the two tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out in the running game.
Now they try the right side here, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one. Of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And some room to roam now. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Jordan Love ready on 1st down here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Love. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd. Another try after the 1st down sack. Love. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun. Love. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So now the Packers turn things over to the special teams crew. They're on for the field goal try. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to air one out. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Jalen Thompson picks it, and the Packers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, Charles, they're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Got Gordon open, completes it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On the counter, here's Jones. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This just a 24-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the 3rd quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. And that one is going to sting. First play of the 3rd quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this 3rd quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
But it's not been the best game for him. but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right. Hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Now, last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Jones. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3-and-out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation. Pick up the 1st down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit, too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
A couple of 1st downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll try the right side with Jones. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Love. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And this is picked up by the Bears.
Don't worry about it, baby. I ain't worried about it. Let's go.
And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. No problem there on the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear him. The coach, a leap, and he's got it. He got it. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Love from the gun. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. To the air again. Love. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Flush to his right. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Referee read, and it's picked off. Well, he went on the move there and started rolling out. I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly. Intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 22. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. He'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
What a savvy read by the running back. He saw his quarterback was out of the pocket in a little bit of trouble. He just broke off his route and took off deep downfield. Thought for a second there they had him, but they were unable to connect for a big play.
Looking to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Rashawn Gary, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is taken at about the 14. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Running right, Jones. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
46 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Play fake. Here's Love. And that's going to be incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
He's going to launch it for Washington. It got his man complete. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Love fires that quickly outside. Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
And he returns this to the 22.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
That one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Second and 10.
They'll drop to throw. Evans has it left side. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They'll set up a throw.
And This will be caught by Mooney. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 20 yards on both of those plays back-to-back there. They are moving now. It's another first down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself, because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover, because one more score, and this game's over.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. He'll look to throw. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. Touchdown, Bears! T.J. Hockenson, his 2nd touchdown on the season as the Bears push further out in front.
Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And Gordon's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
He's going to launch it for Washington. And this is taken in at the 5. And it's a Packers touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers are back within a score.
Slide for the PAT.
And the lead is down to a field goal now. Jerry slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown.
taken at about the 1. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. I don't want to say that they're completely against the wall here, Charles, but all of a sudden, with the run that they've been on the other sideline, this is down to a 3-point game. They got to be careful.
Not much space from their back to the wall, though. So you're exactly right. They've got to be careful here. But this is where the value of note-taking and recall comes into play. What was working earlier? Why was it working? Can you get those types of matchups again? And can you run those plays that'll get you a little bit more breathing room and a little bit of space?
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got room. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. Now, that's certainly an important touchdown there. It makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
The extra point up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Here's 2nd and 10. Play action this time with Love. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The Packers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing. Love. To Gordon out left. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. He's got Gordon. It's a 1st down and more for Gordon. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now Love. He's going to launch it for Washington. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Love. He's going to launch it for Washington. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Eluding the pressure right. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. One last shot now for Love. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Bears come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan, that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Bears, they level their mark at 4-4 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.